What's going on, fans? This is alexlexus of the nMo Mugen Arcade Show, coming at you with a review for Double Dragon Neon that was released this week for Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation Network. And I'm gonna just give you my 2 cents and actually have to respond to comments made by IGN's review of the game. Now, apparently, it got a low score from IGN, only receiving a 3. And I am kind of hard pressed as to why. So, like any normal gamer, you should actually go and play the game for yourself to make your own assessment, because oftentimes reviews are put out there that really, I don't know, it's just, I don't know, I didn't agree with it, and I'll tell you why. First of all, the game is a reimaged of the folklore of the original Double Dragon series. It kind of lends itself to a lot of elements from past Double Dragon games, from Double Dragon 1, 2, and 3. Now, the game is pretty much, it starts off like your traditional Double Dragon game, level 1s and 2. But towards the end of level 2, it starts taking a radically different direction. You know, it almost reminds me of the Double Dragon cartoon, where it's like all goofy and whatnot. And one thing I did notice with the characters themselves, Billy and Jimmy actually have personalities, as opposed to before in the side-scrolling beat 'em up. Rage of the Dragon doesn't count for me because it's an unofficial successor to the Double Dragon series, and I hate that the Dragon Twins are fighting each other after what happened to the chick at the end of Double Dragon 2. But anyway, getting to the gameplay, the gameplay is a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be just like a straight up punch, kick, and jump. But for the most part, I was pleasantly surprised with the depth, where you can actually do counter ducking, you can roll to evade, you can actually run, you can grab, and you have a button for super moves, which as the game progresses you get mixtapes or audio cassettes unlocking moves, and you can level up these moves, and it has a little bit of an RPG element where you actually can revisit old stages, grind, get points, money, and what have you. Now, that adds a lot of replay to the game, but the one thing that this genre suffers from is the repetitive nature of it. You're fighting hordes of enemies, and it's just the same thing over and over. So I'm glad with the fighting mechanic itself, the basics, they added a lot to the basics. Reminds me of the SNES Double Dragon. Now, that Double Dragon game was freaking awesome, and to me that was the best one of all time in terms of having to be able to block, which this game could use, and I'll get into that what the gameplay lacks. But I like the additions where you have an anti-air attack, you have a crouching sweep, things like that. But what the game does lack from the original series is the fact that you can't readily grab an opponent. You have to like stun them, then grab, and in most cases you can only throw them over your head. So what should have happened was where you should be able to easily grab an opponent and do like the traditional Double Dragon knees to the face or the elbows. So, that being said, that's one thing that I do miss from the original series. Another thing I wanted to point out, some of the bosses or the enemies have some invincible frames where if they're carrying weapons or like a Bobo is doing some attacks, it's just like, what the hell? The guy is just like, it's like they got focus attack or something. So that's just something that they might want to look into. Also, the animation for the walking and the running is a bit stiff. I think that they should have added more fluid ergonomic movement, so if they're walking you can actually see their shoulders alternating. With the running, they could have with that, especially with the delay in the start. Now, other than that, I think overall the game tried to go in a direction to just modernize the franchise and somewhat reboot it. So I do like the game a lot, but there are some just minor things that bug me about it. But it's not enough to thrash the game. And you know, I think I already clocked in 5 hours with the game, and I'm nearing the end, which I hear that it has an epic ending. But the one thing that really shines with this game is the fact that the soundtrack is just amazing. You know, the soundtrack is available for free, so you might want to check it out, especially the Double Dragon theme song. And overall, the people are giving it doesn't really count. You know, they and Wrath got mediocre reviews for them, so that's kind of like 2 strikes right there. But I give it a flat 8. And it gets an 8 because the game is not terrible. It's a lot of fun. I just wish that it had the online mechanic to it. I know that they're going to patch it in at a later date. And I hope that they expand the episodes maybe via DLC. Because I don't want the game to die. And, you know, it will reintroduce the franchise in a brand new way to the current gen. So, those of you who are a fan of the original beat-em-up genre, or, you know, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, Final Fight, you know, all that old school stuff, you know, check this game out. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of throwbacks, a lot of funny, even the power glove for the finger pointing to have you move forward. So, yeah, that's my verdict on the game. Definitely check it out. Try the trial. Hell, even Shinwar, who normally is very selective with his games, I actually thought the game was pretty fun, pretty decent. He has the demo, so I just hope that more people give the game a chance. And the online is a big must, big must, because I depend on online gaming to play with my friends because I don't have anyone that plays the type of game. Like, I have my brother-in-law here that plays Call of Duty, and that's, you know, I like fighting games and things of that nature. So, but also take a note of a lot of the little nods to the original series, especially the world map. So it's funny that they had the sprite from Double Dragon 2 in there, but overall the game gets an 8 out of 10, and there's a lot of brutality towards women in this game. So, but I noticed this game was reimaged. Shin from the original series is missing. What gives? But anyway, this is alexlexus signing off. And I will see you next time on the nMo Mugen Arcade Show. Nelson, what's up? Thank you for Wirecast. Peace.